Welcome insiders to Film Inside. I'm your host Eric. Today we're going to be doing a microphone comparison of these two microphones, the Audio-Technica AT2020 with the iRig Mic Studio. So diving into the comparison, both these microphones look different but also rather similar. When it comes to similarities, these are both condenser microphones. This means that you're going to want to be relatively close to the microphone. You're going to be able to get a very deep and very rich sound, and you should not have too much background noise. Regardless, getting into the physical design of these microphones, they're both made out of metal, and if you pick them up, they feel really solid in your hands. The Audio-Technica AT2020 feels a little bit more solid just because it has thicker metal, feels a little bit more professional. It also has a matte black finish on it, which feels really nice. And then the iRig Mic Studio has a glossier finish, which looks really nice. Might give it a little bit more of a cheaper look or feel, but it still has a nice finish regardless. But looking at both these microphones, you'll notice that they're drastically different in the design. The Audio-Technica is rather bigger, and it also doesn't have any buttons or knobs or anything on it, when the iRig Mic Studio has a headphone jack in the front so you can monitor the audio. It also has two knobs to adjust the headphone volume as well as the gain. But what's even more important than dials or buttons on a microphone is the output port. So looking at the Audio-Technica AT2020, it's an XLR microphone, meaning you need to have an XLR wire going to a mixer, going to some kind of amplifier, which will then let you plug the microphone into a computer, into a recorder, tablet, or something. This means you're going to have to buy a mixer, buy a portable amp like an iRig Pro, something like that. When if you have the iRig Mic Studio, it has a USB interface, so all I have to do is plug in a USB port to the microphone. And not that I have it, but the Audio-Technica AT2020 does come in a USB version. I don't know if it sounds different, so you have to be careful there. Regardless though, just keep in mind what interface you're gonna want. But anyway, both these microphones are similar but different. And the big question now is, how do they sound? Do they sound similar? Let's find out. So to start this test off, we're going to be using the Audio-Technica AT2020. Right now I am not using a pop filter, and I am about 6 inches away from the microphone. In tests I have done, I do find that using a pop filter is better, so I'm going to change to the pop filter. Alright, so now I am on the pop filter. How is this sounding? Let's though jump over to the iRig Mic Studio and see how that performs. So now I'm on the iRig Mic Studio. Again, I'm roughly 6 inches away from the microphone without using a pop filter. I found that I think this one's a bit better when it comes to managing popping and whatnot, but just to keep the test similar, we're going to be using the pop filter now, so I'm going to be applying that. So now I have the pop filter in between the microphone and my mouth. Is this making a difference? Not sure, but pop filters are always nice to have. Well, there is the audio quality tests of both these microphones. What do you think? Now, unfortunately, I'm no audio expert, but listening to both these microphones, they definitely sound very similar. And I'm gonna have to say the iRig Mic Studio is a tad bit more bassier, when the Audio-Technica AT2020 has slightly less bass. Now, is that good? Is that bad? It really comes down to personal preference. In all reality, I don't think these really make that big of a difference for you to worry about it, but I still think the iRig Mic Studio is just a tad bit more bassier. But let me know what you guys think about it. So now comes the big question. What microphone do I buy? And first, this brings up the point I made before, is you need to pay attention to the output ports. Do you want a USB microphone, or do you want an XLR microphone? XLR microphones are more customizable. You can have multiple connected if you buy a mixer, but a mixer is another cost. And mentioning cost, the Audio-Technica will cost you roughly around $100. Because the microphone has been out for a while, I'm sure you can get it cheaper, but roughly again around $100. And the iRig Mic Studio is going to cost you around $150 to $180. So it's a little bit more money, but with the Audio-Technica mic, you still need to buy a mixer. You still need to buy an amplifier. So you're probably looking at spending at least $150 to to get this microphone. So they kind of balance out. So now personally, which microphone would I get? Again, it comes down to what do I want to do with it. If I'm going to be doing podcasting or whatnot, I'm probably going to want multiple people. So probably going to go with this guy, the Audio-Technica AT2020. But if I'm just doing voiceovers on my computer, just for my YouTube videos, definitely I'm going with the iRig Mic Studio just because it's easy to work with. I can take it places very easily. It's very portable, very compact. But yeah, guys, that is the video for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about either of these microphones, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. If you want to see any other videos, again, let me know. Anyway, guys, my name's Eric. This is Film Inside, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.